I have to always tell them not everyone from my country climbs Mount Everest. French people or France in general, I don't think was too racist. I already have 4 names. Yes, I'm sure. I guess. And that saves me a lot of time. And do it, whatever you want to do. Take that risk. Where do I begin? This is not as easy as I thought it would be. I'm going to put on my glasses unless I need to take them off. I'm going to be talking about identity crisis today. So, since the day that I had to move to, wait, the thing is, it's kind of different. So, since the day that I had to officially move to high school and use my official name, this started from then. Name that I was using until I was like 13. Guess yeah, 13 was not my official name. Okay, I'm gonna take those off now, and I'm not able to see myself in the camera. So when I was doing my finals for grade 8, I needed to use my official name as of then, because it's like when you officially register yourself or something like that. The crisis started since then, because I'm in the same room and people would go like, wait a minute, who is this? So the thing is, when I had to like introduce myself with my official name, a lot of time I was not confident to call myself with my new name or introduce myself with my new name or even pronounce my new name. Because actually guys, the name that I've been using since my childhood is the short form of my real name that was given to me by like the priest, I don't know, by like the local person who names you like religiously or like culturally. So my real name is longer than what people around me would call me. I already have 4 names. Actually, I have 5, which is like a name I cannot share. The friends from my uni know me by a different name than the friends from my high school. And to top that off, the like cherry on the top, people from my country would basically sometimes, like when I go to touristy areas, they would confuse me for not being Nepalese. Oh, I'm Nepalese, I'm from your country. And the people would try to charge me for entering the sports or something like that. Area where I grew up, my neighbors or the people around us, they had an idea that I'm not from my country. Like my family is not from there, because my last name is also kind of like something that you would hear a lot of time in my country. So they thought I'm not Nepalese for a long time, like for like the time I grew up. I grew up like the whole time I grew up in the same community, and the people around there thought that basically they thought my dad is not Nepalese, so they thought we are like mixed or something. So even when I go to some corporate places like to make some official documents, even the people over there would think I'm not Nepalese, so they would question me some stuff, random weird questions, which I had to answer for no reason. I was used to it, so I would go by and it was a normal day. But yeah, so even some of my friends would kind of like wonder. They would kind of question me sometimes, like if I'm Nepalese or not. Not all of them, but some of them. And yeah, I would just answer them, yes, I'm Nepalese. I'm more Nepalese than anybody could be. So I moved to Paris 2019. So when I moved to Paris, obviously, it didn't help. People over there would obviously not be able to guess where I am from. Normally, when I tell them I'm from Nepal, they would go like, "Oh, Mount Everest." So did you climb Mount Everest? So that was beginning of another crisis. So I would always tell them, not everyone from my country climbs Mount Everest. As I mentioned to you, I moved there 2019. COVID happened, and yeah, it didn't help me at all. I have to be honest with you guys that French people or France in general, I don't think was too racist to Asian people amidst the COVID time. But during the time, of course, there's like 10% of those assholes around the world who will be kind of racist towards you. So obviously there were people who were being racist to me for no reason, and people of colors as well. So that would kind of like, make me wonder about humanity, because they would literally tell me to go back to my country. They would tell me to go back to China. Guys, I'm not even from China. Why would you tell me to go back to China? Yeah, like sometimes it would piss me off. because the time was already difficult during COVID, and I had to be scared on top of that because of the racist people, the racism going on. I would just stay home. I kind of got sick as well, which was not helping, and I kind of understood a lot about life and you know people and the importance of friends and family around that period of time. Because, I think most of us people who left our country, who left our homeland, kind of like went through the same kind of situations during this period of time. And then to top that off, there were like mean people around you, mean people outside. So it was already a hectic situation going on at that time. Like I said, I think my stay in Paris was so far so good. Just overall, during the nighttime, I would be scared to go out, not just because of COVID or stuff like that, but because Paris is kind of like scary when you go out after when it's darker, right? It was my friend's professor who would always ask me what's my Chinese name. He's a professor somewhere in China as well, and his students have the same last name as me, but I would always tell him I'm not from China, but he still was skeptical. I get it. It's kind of like, you know, when you look like this and there's like hundred of possibilities. I'm not in a position to really complain about it, but yeah, kind of like it consumes your energy for no reason, right? I normally use these colors and highlighter. It just looks easy, but actually it's so not easy, guys. I'm just gonna use the best blender in the world, fingers. I was a teacher in Paris for a short period of time as well. I used to have a lot of Chinese students come up to me, like younger babies, like kids, and they would talk in Chinese with me, and I have to tell them, no, I'm not Chinese, and they were really cute, like. And their parents will also love me. They would also ask me which part of China I'm from. When I was in Paris, the funny thing is because I was crazy about those lotos, the lotos. So whenever I would go to purchase those, the shopkeeper would be like, "Can I see your ID?" Because guys, I was like 20 something, but yeah, I really had one time and missed my identity crisis going on. So it's not just my name. Because I was still a student, I could go to a lot of museums in Paris for free, which was really cool because I really love going to museums. So I would go there alone, I would go there with friends. I just love museums. This is one thing I really miss about Paris, like the art and the museum. It was immaculate. So whenever I made friends in Paris, would also initially they would never guess that we are from the same country. So I would have to talk in our native language with them, and then they would be like, "Oh, we are from the same country." I say, "Yes, we are." And almost 5 years, still I was not fluent in French, so I would speak in English with people, and yeah, that's how my life went on. It was really fun time. I would highly recommend 10 on 10 moving to a different country and understanding your potential, growing. Yeah, I think everything happens for a reason, you know. Mid of 2023, I moved to Hong Kong. So now you can imagine I'm in the country where people assume that I'm part of their people, which is not a bad thing, but there's consequences because they would come up to me and speak in Cantonese with me, which I'm not able to reply back to them. And every time I'm like, I know how to say I don't speak Cantonese. So I'm like, I don't speak Cantonese. Then they would normally, if it's older ladies would always tell me some long sentences in Chinese. Like I can get a few things they are saying, right? So I can get that they're telling me that why I don't speak Cantonese when I'm Chinese, or sometimes it's like why I am in Hong Kong and I don't speak Cantonese. Yeah, I know, I get that. Because even in France, when I told them that je parle pas français, when I told them I don't speak French, of course, obviously, they would ask me what I'm doing in France if I don't speak French. So the same thing happens here, but now I'm learning some Cantonese as well. And after I moved to Hong Kong, actually, my French improved because all the people here would be like, "You came from France, you speak French," and then they would try to test my French. So I had to kind of improve my French here, and which is ironic because now I'm in Hong Kong and I know more French than I ever did when I was in Paris. And Well, Hong Kong is a kind of like international place, so there are people, thankfully, who speak English as well. So it's not been that difficult to me, but of course it's difficult because it's not their first language. So you see, only time I regret not moving to an English speaking country is at times like this, where I kind of like have to be doing everything double, putting my efforts double because they don't understand what I'm saying. So every time I'm out, I need to have my spidey sense on, like what's happening around me. It makes me conscious of the environment, so it's not a bad thing, I guess. The most difficult part of a makeup, eyeliner. So I might not be able to talk at this minute. Bear with me, bear with me. I'm a glasses girl, so I don't really mind if it's not perfect. The thing, one side is easier than the other, so this is the side which is easier for me. So you see that? Easy peasy. Don't mind my eye makeup, but I guess it's pretty decent for today. I'm still going on. I'm still kind of like facing the same identity crisis like always, which is bittersweet part of my life. And I have to live with it. Because, when I came here and the first time I used to go for interviews, people would assume that I'm Chinese, but I already sent them my CV and cover letters in English, right? So I thought they would already know that I don't speak Cantonese. But once I get to the place, they would talk in Cantonese with me. And I'm like, I don't speak Cantonese. So that's already game over there, right? So kind of like they would be like, "Oh, I thought you were Chinese because this last name is Chinese." So I would be like, "Oh no, no, I'm not Chinese." They would be like, "Are you sure?" Yes, I'm sure. I guess. So yeah, that's that. There's another place I went to interview. I remember they would ask me if I'm Korean because my name and last name sounds a lot like Korean, and also asked me if the name is given to me by myself because in Hong Kong, that's the thing. Like you give your English name to yourself most of the time. So I'm like, no, my parents gave it to me, and yeah. So I had to waste my time, precious time, because they would think I'm Chinese, and they would invite me to an interview, and then because of my zero knowledge of Cantonese, I didn't get through. Yeah, and also so after that lesson learned, I always told people when prior to they inviting me to interview, I would always tell them that I have zero knowledge about Cantonese. So if that would be a problem or not, and that saves me a lot of time. You see, guys, I do all my makeup with my finger. I think brushes are kind of like to like if you don't wash them all the time, they have a lot of bacteria in them, and my hands are always clean, so that's a win-win. This is the blush that I'm using. So cute. My favorite colleague gifted this to me. It's really cute. And then I'm using this highlighter. I have this tints, like really nice colors. So I like both of them. So I use any. So pretty much now I'm chilling, living my life in Hong Kong. Corporate life, which I really don't recommend 10 on 10. Kind of like always feel like this is not the life that I aspired for. Like not much to complain, but corporate life I do not recommend at all. If I have to, if I could go back and talk to my younger self, I would definitely aim for something where I don't have to land a corporate job. CEO, 10 on 10. I recommend you guys to be CEO. Come on, do it, whatever you want to do. Take that risk. That's so much worth it than the corporate life, guys. This is my favorite Chanel shade, hands down, every time. It's Rouge à Lac. It's 80 timeless. It's the set 80 timeless. So shout out to that. Yeah, so I kind of feel like I'm having some identity crisis, not just with the way I look or who I am, but also on what I am and what I'm becoming of. Life is not always going to the direction that you aim it to, like that you planned or that you dreamed of. So I can kind of understand and get it why people older than me, whenever I told them that I can't wait to be an adult, they will always tell me, "You're gonna regret saying that." So I would always be like, "Why would I regret being independent?" Now I get it. At what price? You see there? Perfect shade. Perfect. Yeah. So besides the identity crisis and life happening ups and downs, and I got no control on it. I wish I did, but it is what it is. And with that, I think I'm done with my makeup and ready to head out to get my pet supplies. That's what my everyday makeup looks like. Hope I did a good job. And I also got one of the G Dragon scents. That's pretty much life so far. So good. Hopefully, there are less encounters that will make me feel miserable or make me question my identity, and more experiences where I will learn and appreciate where I came from and who I am and what I'm going to become. That will be it for today. Thank you for tuning in and listening to me yap while I get ready. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day ahead, or night, or afternoon, or whatever time it is out there. And spread love. You don't know what people are going through. You don't know what's happening in people's lives. So stay positive and stay kind. And see you in the next one.